Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for this Friday slate. We have 10 games tonight. Much better than that 2-game slate that we had yesterday. So let's get into it. Like the video down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Starting off here at point guard, highest price guys: Harden, Doncic, James, all above 11K. Seems like Draftkings did a much better job of pricing on the slate than usual. So those are your top three, and then you got the second tier with Young, Westbrook, all decent options as well. I'm liking Russell Westbrook here against the Clippers. A couple reasons. He's 8,400. I think this could be one of those games where he has a big game, just because Patrick Beverley should be, disrupting Harden or trying his best on Harden. So Westbrook will definitely have the better matchup. He's been continuing to shoot 20-plus shots. He's taken at least 20 shots in 5 straight games. His rebound and assist totals kind of fluctuate from game to game. They've been definitely on the lower end. But it's just one of those games where it's a marquee matchup. I expect Westbrook to, play hard like he always does, and I think this game is going to be it's going to be some Clippers are good defensively, but I expect a pretty fast-paced game. The Rockets play fast, so we'll see. I think the Rockets are going to be able to put up some points, and Westbrook at 8,400 is just at a price point where I think he can, definitely be a big winning scorer. At shooting guard, we have Harden's at 11-7. Obviously a great play if he can get up to him. The matchup's not going to be easy, though. Patrick Beverley is definitely going to be locked in on him, but I still think, he can drop 70 at any time. Not really interested in Bradley Beal here. It's 96. At this price point, you basically need 60. Bradley Beal can definitely get that done, but I think there's better options on the slate. Probably go back to Spencer Dinwiddie once again. He's only 7,600. Just, exactly what you're going to get with him. He's going to play, like last time we saw the amount of minutes that he can play, 37. So without Irving, without LeVert, he's going to see like 35 to 37 minutes in competitive games. He's been racking up assists, taking a ton of shots. You know exactly what you're going to get. It's a great matchup against Sacramento. They not great defensively. They don't play super fast, but the Nets play at a pretty good pace. And this game, I'm expecting it's going to be a pretty tight rotation for both sides. Both sides are banged up, so you're going to get extra production from the guys that are out there. And Dinwiddie at 76 is still at a good price point that he can pay off his salary. Small forward here, we have, like Paul George. His minutes went up to 37. That was in overtime, so probably would have played like 32. But I think his minutes are definitely, he might not even be on a minutes restrictions anymore. He's a decent option at 8,100. Bogdanovic, if he can give it a go, he's been playing really well off the bench and basically playing starter minutes off the bench. Don't mind going to him. And then this range right here with Barton, Harris, Gallinari, and Parker, I think all 4 of those are decent options. Out of that group, I'm liking Parker, mainly because his price tag took a big dip. It went from, it was like 7K, 72, 69, back to 61. Last 3 games, he hasn't been great, but the usage is there, the shot attempts are there, and if he's playing well, he's going to see like 32 minutes. So in this matchup, they're definitely going to have to play big with Parker and, with Griffin and Drummond out there. And and Reddish is questionable, so if he's out, then, could see more minutes for Parker, but they definitely don't need Parker's size here. They can't really go super small. So I think at 6,100, given the price drop on Parker, and still given the ability that he can drop 30s and 40s, even 50 if he's playing really well, I think really good play at that salary. Over at power forward here, I think Kevin Love's a decent option, 78. Still at a good price point where he can pay off his salary. Go cheaper than that. Richaun Holmes looks pretty appealing here against the Nets. Basically any center, any big man against the Nets is going to be appealing. Holmes, last time out, the Kings basically played 7 guys. It was insane. They played one other guy for 3 minutes, but they played a really tight rotation, and they're going to have to do that once again tonight with Trevor Ariza out. So 63 for Richaun Holmes. I think it's definitely one of those plays where he can drop 40 and be a great, be one of the best value centers, value power forwards on the slate. Still think Lloyd Marketing is at a cheap price point. He's just been so up and down. It's basically, you just don't know how many minutes he's going to play. This matchup is decent, though, because power forwards have had success against the Heat. He's definitely going to avoid Bam Adebayo, so he'll be matched up against maybe Myers Leonard for some minutes. So I think Markkanen's a decent option. And then Belicia, 57, been playing well, been playing minutes, and he's been productive. So another guy that I would look at that range. But I definitely think Richaun Holmes is really appealing just because still at 6,300, he can go out and, just like what he did last time against the Suns, put up a big score. He's going to see good minutes. Dwayne Dedmon's not playing much. He's just not very good. Holmes and basically just comes in with a lot of energy, crashes the glass, gets putbacks, decent at blocking shots and all that. So another guy at a 6K price range that I think is pretty appealing. And then at center here we have Davis, once again with that probable tag. He's played through every time he's been probable, he's played. But I think one of these days he's going to be probable and then he's going to get scratched. Joel Embiid at 93. Another guy that's just a fine option. He's, with all the Sixers, with Horford there, it's definitely going to be a bit of a learning curve. Him and Horford haven't really gelled together. Drummond at 85 is definitely appealing. He's definitely taking a big hit like you would expect with Griffin back. But this matchup is great for him against the Hawks. And then we're getting to, Capella is a decent option, 77. The rebounds were there last time out. Just didn't get many blocks, so, he's kind of dependent on blocks and stuff. But you think you can expect another big rebounding game out of him. Has a good matchup against Zubac and Harrell. Two guys that he has, Harrell, who he dominates in size, and Zubac, who is, basically the same size, but Capella definitely has more pounds and much better rebounder than Zubac. And if you're going, you could play Richaun Holmes at center if you're feeling that way, but I think 5,700, for Tristan Thompson, I'm not sure nobody will probably do this again after what he did to them against the Knicks. But with Kevin Love back, with him back, this game should, their offense should kind of go back to not great, but at least you know where to go on offense. Like with him out and with Love out the other day, especially with Love out against the Knicks, they just didn't know what to do on offense. But the ball should go through Kevin Love. It can go through Tristan Thompson in the post. And the matchup is fine here. He's going to be matched up against Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber. Both guys, again, dominate in the post, get rebounds. And we know at this price point he has 40 and 50-point upside, which is great. Probably at low ownership as nobody will really go back to him. And the one time they played the Mavericks this year, he put up 39.5. Definitely will take that at a salary at just 5,700. So I think Thompson is a decent value center. He's just so cheap with basically averaging over 6x. He's averaging over 6x right now on his fantasy points for the year. And then at forward here, I'm liking Kyle Kuzma. 4,300 for Kuzma is just really cheap. Another guy whose price tag dropped big, went from 53 to 4,300. He's going to play in this one, so his minutes should be 26 to 30. And in those amount of minutes, he's definitely can pay off a $4,300 price tag, just too cheap. One of my favorite value plays on the board is Kyle Kuzma. So that's what I like for Draftkings. If you go over to Fanduel, it's pretty much the same kind of deal. At point guard here, Luka is up to 12-1. Definitely can pay off the salary, but if you were looking for better point per dollar plays, maybe Trae Young, 97 is appealing. Westbrook's only 9,000 on FanDuel. That's pretty appealing. And then Kemba's been struggling lately. The matchup's tough, but 76 for Kemba is always in play. But I think I'll probably go to Westbrook again, mainly because I'm expecting this game to be competitive, to have a playoff atmosphere. 9K for Westbrook. He's going to see good minutes. The shots are there. If he just has one good game shooting the basketball, he's going to have a big game. Even if he doesn't, he can still get it done with the rebounds and assists. It's just harder to come by with Capella getting 20 rebounds a night and with Harden having the ball in his hands a lot. But every once in a while, Westbrook's going to have a big game. I think it could be tonight. At shooting guard, Dinwiddie once again is appealing on FanDuel, 7,500. Like I said, you know what you're getting out of him. He's just dominating the usage without those two ball handlers. I'm expecting this game to be kind of be game stackable for DFS. Both sides have players that I like, and I'm expecting a pretty high scoring game in this one. So Dinwiddie, 7,500. Sign me up there. Small forward, you can look at Paul George if you want. There's these guys right here in the 6,100 range, 6K to 6,100. Barton, Nance, Kennard, Gallinari. Burks, probably not interested in Kennard that much. And Nance, unless he starts. But I'm interested in Barton, Burks, and Gallinari. Out of that group, I think Barton's interesting just because at 6,100, his price tag has dropped. He's last couple games, he only played 25 minutes. The game wasn't really competitive against the Rockets down the stretch, so he didn't have to come back out there. But before that, he was playing 36, 37 minutes in competitive games, and he was basically super consistent, dropping like 6x, 6x plus. At 6,100, he has been pretty consistent, dropping like mid-30s, high 30s. He can get you up to 40 if he's playing really well at home against the Celtics, another game that should be good for DFS. And I'm not expecting either team to get blown out here. And Gallinari, if he plays like 30, 35 minutes, if he got 10 more minutes in the Houston game, probably could have got you like almost 40 fantasy points. So 61 on Fanduel, definitely appealing for Will Barton. At power forward here, we'll have to see if Draymond Green can play. Jared Allen is probable. But Richaun Holmes, once again, like him on Fanduel, 6,500. You get extra points for blocks and steals on Fanduel, something that Richaun Holmes is known for. Just a really good matchup. Basically, any big guy against the Nets, I'll be interested, especially a guy like Holmes, who crashes the glass. They are going to struggle to defend him with Allen. I mean, Allen is not a great defender. He's a decent player, but Holmes, I think, at 65 is going to be able to pay off a salary pretty easily, just because the Kings have been playing a tight rotation as of late. And then center, it's going to be, I think, if you're going in this range, Wendell Carter has a tough matchup. Seems like when I don't play him, he drops like 35, 36, and when I play him, he drops like 17. Just super frustrating, but if you don't want to go to him, you can probably go to Thompson. 68, again, on Fanduel is just cheap at that price point. I mean, when you get expensive guys here, at least they did a good job of dropping the salary. You're not, Drummond's 96, Embiid 10-1, so you're not having to pay a premium. But I think when you get a guy like Thompson who can play 30, who will play like mid-30s when the games are competitive, they just haven't been very competitive as of late. And against Dallas, they're decent against centers, but the matchup is fine against like Powell and Kleber. Both guys you should be able to dominate in the rebounding category, get some putbacks. As long as this game is competitive, I see no reason how Tristan Thompson won't at least make value unless he just is in foul trouble. That's what I like for FanDuel. This is DraftKings. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed, and good luck today.